Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God, and Bona Festa, because it is today, October the 4th, 2025. It is the solemnity, the great feast of Francis of Assisi. And here I am sitting with him on the statue of St. Francis that is outside of the preschool, which I think you can see right there, sort of like that. And there's a little lamb. It's not a wolf. It's a tiny little lamb. But there's St. Francis. It's got some birds around him and everything else like that. But just a special Saturday note. I don't know if this is going to go onto the parish site. So if you want to forward it to your friends, go right ahead. But it is the great feast today. It is the beginning of the holiday season, as we like to say, because with the Feast of St. Francis, we now get ready for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So it all kind of falls in together. We've just finished the blessing of pets and animals in the courtyard of the school. And so now the rest of the day begins to unfold. I believe that there will be feast day readings and celebrating the entire feast throughout the weekend here at St. Francis in Raleigh. But just so that we're acquainted with everything again on this day, we celebrate again this moment again in Francis's life, where he passes from this life to the next, and does so again with a sense of joy, with a sense of basically having accomplished what it is that God has asked him to do, which is important. Even though he is thrown to the margins, even though he is counted as insignificant by his brothers and by the community, because they have all decided to move on to other kinds of things, they keep him as kind of like a mascot and kind of maybe a little bit of a wisdom figure, but they really don't want to listen to his wisdom at all. He can, he would be for any other purposes despairing, lost, dejected, everything else like that. But again, God continues to show him the way that he is called to trot upon, in being able, even in this terrible state of becoming truly less in all means, in all ways, in all situations. He still is able to compose the canticle of the creatures. He is still able, again, to offer blessing. He is still able to experience, again, the great union of Christ on the cross and the stigmata. All these kinds of things, again, God is able to perform through Francis, because he does not give up on who and what he is and what he has been called to be as this instrument, showing people the more of what it means to be human in this world, the more of what it means to embrace the wonder and joy of this world, the more of what it means to find God, even in the smallest of things that this world has to offer. Again, the great gift of the Franciscan tradition, the Franciscan movement, to this world, is to ground us in this good earth, in this good world that God has given to us as gift, as always gift, and makes us remember that it is nothing but gift, and we need to treat it as that. In this way, again, our lives continue to be enriched and enlivened and move forward to be able to become vessels of peace, of instruments of light and hope in a world that sometimes only knows despair, and sometimes only can find, despair because it cannot look in the proper ways. It is our jobs as Franciscans to point the proper way out for people to be able to follow, to see what more there is that life can offer, to see that what more there is of God's presence in this world, to see what more there is of ourselves, to be able to become signs and instruments, again, of God's peace, of God's mercy, of God's love in this world. Another thing for those of us here on the campus of St. Francis is that tomorrow, tomorrow, beginning at 12:45 until 4:30, I think it is. I forgot what the end date is. We will have Francis Fest. So don't forget, to take a part if you are here in Raleigh, if you are, again, part of the Franciscan, of the St. Francis community, of this great celebration of this community, of this Franciscan community that is St. Francis of Assisi Parish, happening all over the campus, all kinds of things. I love the bouncy house. So that's going to be in Fellowship Hall. There'll be face paintings. Maybe they'll paint my beard again. Who knows? All kinds of food trucks. There's going to be a beer and wine hall, which is also a very nice thing to have. So if you want to become a little bit Franciscan tomorrow during this great feast day weekend, please take advantage of the Francis Fest on Sunday, October the 5th, from 12:45 until 4:30 here on the campus of St. Francis of Assisi, 11401 Leesville Road in Raleigh. So have a wonderful feast day today. Have a wonderful feast day weekend, St. Francis and people of God. And as always, may the Lord give you his peace.